Tonight on WWE Raw, we will see a match between Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai to determine who will be the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. Obviously, they introduced new championships on both brands. On SmackDown, they have the United States Championship for the women. Chelsea Green has already won that. Now we get to find out who's going to be the IC champ. And you can make a case for either of these women becoming champion. So let's start with Lyra Valkyria. She's young. She's about 28 years old. She has a lot of credibility in terms of being a great babyface. Now, it's really easy to get people to hate you. It's very difficult to get people to like you. And she is one of the biggest babyfaces in the entire women's division on any brand. She was great in NXT. She's even better on the main roster, although they've only scratched the surface of her potential on the main roster. And I think we're going to see a lot more of Lyra Valkyria going forward in the years to come. She is universally liked. And it reminds me of when Bayley was the hugger character back in NXT, and when she first came up to the main roster, she was one of the most popular babyfaces in the company, male or female. I mean, she was beloved by the fans. Now, I'm not saying Lyra Valkyria has approached those levels of like superstardom or whatever, but she is universally liked. I mean, what is there not to like about Lyra Valkyria? She's got the right look. She's got the wrestling skills. She's got the backstory where she started from the bottom and made it all the way here to the top. She didn't get any handouts. She doesn't come from a wrestling family, nothing like that. And she's earned her spot. She's done a great job. She's great in the ring. She can talk on the mic and be very likable. And she's in incredible physical condition. So having her win the Intercontinental Championship would be like the first step towards her becoming a major, major star in the women's division. And I think they want to have her as the women's champion, like the world champion at some point. And let's look at the female champions on Raw and SmackDown right now. So on Raw, you got the women's champion is Rhea Ripley. On SmackDown, you got Tiffany Stratton as the women's champ, and you got Chelsea Green as the US champ. So those three women, they have very distinct characters, and they all have a bit of an attitude. And Lyra Valkyria would be a breath of fresh air because she's totally different from them. She's like this like likable, your typical babyface. She doesn't have that edge to her. So like, even though Rhea Ripley is a babyface, she's got this attitude and edge, and she's got tattoos all over and the goth look and all that. So Lyra Valkyria is the opposite of that. So there's a lot of reasons to make Lyra Valkyria the very first Intercontinental Champion. And you know that if they put the title on her, she's going to have probably the best matches that you could possibly imagine out of anybody who could have won this championship on Raw. Now, let's talk about Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai has been around for a long time. She's a lot older than Lyra. She's 36 years old now. She was in NXT for a while. She got released from the company. And then when Bayley was starting Damage Control, she told Triple H she wanted Dakota to be a part of it. And Triple H asked her to come back and return at SummerSlam in this big role as part of a new faction called Damage Control with Bayley and Io Sky. So, she was out of the company. I mean, she was gone. They brought her back. So thank you to Bayley for that. And here's the thing about Dakota Kai. She's never really gotten to show what she's fully capable of. And it's a shame because, again, she's 36 years old. And she might not have a ton of years left. She's had some injuries here and there. And like I said, she got released. So she's never gotten the spotlight. However, the few times where they let her speak on the mic or they let her show a little bit of her character, she shows some good stuff. She shows flashes of brilliance. She can do stuff on the mic. She can hang in the ring with any woman on the roster. I mean, I haven't seen her have like this epic match that shows me, wow, she should be a main eventer. Like, I haven't seen that. And it's not completely her fault. It's just she hasn't been given those kind of opportunities where she could really show her stuff. And Actually, tonight might be the biggest match of her entire career. I think it is, actually. Like, what she does in the ring tonight against Lyra Valkyria will probably go a long ways towards seeing what she's going to do in the future. And giving her a championship here, it would be a big deal because she's sort of like an unsung hero in the women's division. I mean, whenever you need her to do something, she shows up, she can cut a promo, she can have a match, she can interfere and like cause havoc. And even if you give her just a little bit of TV time, she can make it count. But she's never gotten the ball and been able to run with it. And so this would be like WWE handing the title to a wild card because you don't really know where she's going to go with it. But I think everybody has faith in her that if they gave her the title, she could handle it, and she could be a big surprise. You might have a whole new star on your hands, like a major star, like somebody who could, hang with the likes of a Rhea Ripley, or, I mean, I'm not going to say Becky Lynch, because Becky Lynch is like one of the biggest stars in women's history, but, Rhea Ripley level, that type of, even you could throw Liv Morgan in there, because this past year, Liv Morgan has elevated herself to that kind of a major star in the women's division, thanks to her feud with Rhea Ripley. So could I see Dakota Kai coming out with the title every week, cutting a promo, having feuds with different baby faces? I mean, they would have to put a lot of effort into it because, again, we don't really know a ton about the Dakota Kai character. There's not a lot that has been shown. I mean, she was a member of Damage Control, and there's just not a lot of stuff there. But she could do it if they gave her the ball. It's just a big question mark. But anyway, as you can see, like, I'm a little doubtful they're going to give Dakota Kai the chance here. And so that's why my prediction is that Lyra Valkyria will be the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion. I think that's what's best for business. I think she could do great things with that title. I think she could have great matches with a lot of people. I mean, she could feud with Damage Control. I mean, she's got built-in opponents there with Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, could be Io Sky. You could feud with Liv Morgan. I mean, there's an endless list of people she could feud with over the next however many months or even longer. If you give the title to somebody like Lyra, I would have her hold it for a very long time, to establish this championship as this legitimate workhorse title for the women's division. Because on the other side, on SmackDown, you got Chelsea Green. And although I will say Chelsea Green and Mi Chin probably had the best match on Saturday night's main event when Chelsea Green was crowned the U.S. champion. Out of all the matches that night, they had the best one. And that was kind of a weird show because it was only 2 hours long, so all of the matches had to be kind of short. So that kind of favors not really the main event because, the main event is not going to be that long, so they can't do everything they want to do. So it allowed everybody on the show to get a chance at having the match of the night. And I think it favored Chelsea and Mi Chin because they really got to show, okay, this is what we can do. People have always overlooked us. Let's show them what we can do. They were on primetime network television, and they showed, hey, they can put on a good match when given the chance. So Chelsea did have that good match, but I don't expect her to have like incredible, like 5-star matches going forward. She'll probably have very entertaining feuds, of course, and that's a good reason why they gave her the U.S. title, because she can cut promos, have great segments, make people care about her upcoming matches at whatever premium live events she'll be performing on at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, wherever. But Lyra is the one who could really put on some stellar matches. Athletically, she's on a different level than, let's say, somebody like Chelsea Green. I mean, no offense to Chelsea Green, it's just Lyra is a cut above. She looks like a real freaking athlete, especially when you see some of the stuff she does in the ring. And that's what I look forward to with the Lyra Valkyria win here tonight. Great matches from a great babyface. Let's go, Lyra. And thank you for watching.